humans of the Commonwealth set out to claim Moonstone and grow their own power and wealth. From the Master of Swords, Baron von Fancy Hat, to his noble little squire, Eric. We also have many of the tavern drunkards and indeed the tavern mistress herself, Agatha, going out in search of glory, though maybe a little bit inebriated while doing so. The Goblins of the Dominion are nighttime dwelling creatures perfect for stealing and grabbing Moonstone. They seek to claim as much of it as possible to give to their overlord, the Goblin King, who uses the Moonstone to further boost his own ego and his own aspirations of grandeur. Today's battle report is a game of Moonstone by Goblin King Games. Now, we're going to be playing with the Commonwealth played by myself, and I'll be playing against Stephen, who will be using the Goblins of the Dominion. Right, and so here we have the force of the Commonwealth. We have Fritz, Friar Flavius, and Baron von Fancy Hat. We then also have Eric the Squire, Quack, and Agatha rounding out our force. And for the Goblins of the Dominion, we have Ribald here, Vicious Midget, the Goblin King, the Mortician, Grub, and Doug the Flatulent. Alright, so we're going to see who is the early bird and who has the initiative. This is for me, for the Commonwealth. I got a 6, you got a 1, so I am going to take the initiative. Alright, this means I'll have the first drop, so... do you wish to mulligan that?
Yep.
Yep, mulliganing it. So we will re-drop. Remember, I can mulligan his one, but that would be the last drop. So, go with it. 4. Yeah, I'm not happy with 4s on my side. So I'm going to mulligan it. And this will now be where they officially drop. I'll take that. Alrighty, so we are all deployed for the Commonwealth. We have Quack and Friar Flavius there. We have Fritz in the centre with Agatha, Eric the Squire, and Baron von Fancy Hat over there. For the Dominion across the table, Doug on the flank there, along with Ribald, the Mortician, Goblin King, and the Vicious Midget all in the centre, and Grub on the other flank. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. So first activation for the Commonwealth. We are just going to move Friar Flavius and spend all 3 of his energy to dig up that Moonstone there. Right, so Grub has moved from over there using his wormhole ability to here, and then spent 2 to dig up the Moonstone that was there, now carrying a Moonstone for himself. And so then Fritz will move down with his movement. He spends 1 to pick up the Moonstone that Friar Flavius began digging up, but then spends another 1 to dig up the Moonstone that is starting there. And so Ribald will just jog up the centre, spending his 2 energy to give him 2 extra inches of movement. So Eric the Squire here, before he moves, he used his My Hero ability, giving 2 energy to Baron von Fancy Hat, and then moves 5, spending his last energy to move up near the Moonstone there. Right, so Doug the Flatulent and his pug there, spending all 4 of the energy to just move 8 inches up. Right, so Baron has moved up. He spends 1 energy to unearth the Moonstone. That was a 1 there. But he's also going to shoot his pistol at Ribald. Right, so I need green of any variety. I've gone for green 1.
You can have that.
Cool. And so deal 2 damage because it's 1 plus X, where X is the number on the card. Ribald is -1 damage though, thanks to his ramshackle armor, so only takes 1 wound. The Vicious Midget then spends all his energy to move up. Really, this is pretty much what the Dominion is going to have to do with the drop of the objectives in this one. Agatha is then going to spend all her energy to move into there, around all her friends, for a merry old time. Goblin King then moves up as well. And so the Mortician ends up moving 4 inches, He has to spend 2 energy to do that because he's a little bit old and grizzled. He only gets a base 2-inch move. But with that, that is the end of round 1. Everyone has activated. And with the game so sort of dominant in one half of the table, not a lot of fighting has happened yet. Alright, and so we are ready for the roll for turn 2. I get +2 this, so I got an 8. You can't possibly take the turn. And you roll a 6 as well, but yeah, won't change it. I will get first activation. Right, so Quack is going to move up, and we're going to throw Blinding Powder at Ribbold. And so I need blue of any for him, so we are going to go with blue 2.
You can have that one.
Cool. So your arcane and melee stats on Ribbold are now -4 to a minimum of 1. Alright, so Ribbold is going to shoot Fritz. What are we going to say is your card? You need greens of any variety.
Green 2.
Green 2. You've only got 2 cards, so I'm going to call bullshit. And you have it, dang it. So Fritz takes 5 damage from that. Do you wish to play another card from your hand?
Yep.
And that is?
1. Green.
Into Fritz again?
Yep.
I mean, I'm just going to call bullshit because you have no other cards to play, so... And it is. Alright, so Friar Flavius is going to go with some healing on Fritz. I'm going to go blue 1.
You can have that.
Cool, so I'll just heal 2 wounds on Fritz. He'll then move up his 4 inches and tick that Moonstone down to 2. So, Goblin King is going to activate Rule the Roost. You deal 2 wounds to Ribbold, but then you activate Ribbold immediately with 2 energy, and he's going to shoot, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Who's he shooting this time?
Same guy.
Fritz again, cool. And so Ribbold is going to shoot Fritz again. He needs greens of any variety.
3.
Green 3. I'm going to have to... Do I sack Fritz here? Because that'll be 8 damage. Do I risk it? But then you could hit someone else if you're telling the truth. You said that way too confidently as well. I'm going to have to let Fritz drop there because I can't risk that being something, and you've told a bloody lie. Wow. And so the Baron has moved into the Vicious Midget, and we are making a melee attack. So I have gone with Thrust. You have gone with High Guard. So Thrust into High Guard deals 0, but I always deal +1 damage when I do anything with piercing. But you will negate that as well. And so for my second attack with Baron, I've gone with Falling Swing. And you've gone with Rising Attack. So I will deal 3 to you, but take 1. And nothing else will change there, even with my Master Strike. Alrighty, so you have critted Rising Attack, and that becomes the Groin Tickler, which means you actually deal 6 -2 to 4 wounds, and I only deal the 1. So I will be only doing a point of damage back to the Vicious Midget. Right, so Vicious Midget is going next, and you're going to do a combat with him, spending 1 energy to fight. So let's see what you have played. I've gone Falling Swing, you've gone Rising Attack. Now these are both our signatures. However, I am going to crit this time. So this means I'll deal the 4 points of damage now. And with that reverse of fortunes there, the Vicious Midget actually goes down. I'm going to move Eric next, and he's going to perform Field Medic on the Baron. So with Eric, I am going to need blue of any kind. I'm going to say blue 2.
No.
I'm not lying. So I heal 2 wounds on the Baron, and I'll get to place another card. I have a blue 1. So that'll just heal a single. Eric just healed 1 wound.
Yeah, I'll let you have that.
Eric heals the Baron for 3, taking the Baron back to 2 health, but then we also do 2 digs to bring that to a 2 there for that Moonstone. Right, so the Mortician's going next. He needs blues of anything to do his healing on Ribald. What are you going with?
Blue 1.
He just heals X plus 1?
Yep.
Yeah, so you can just have that. I'll let you have it. Agatha will just spend all 3 energy digging up the Moonstone there, and so that will be the end of mine. But you've still got Doug to go. He's going to move 4.
I've still Doug and Grub.
And so Doug is attacking Quack there. Reveal had to go thrust, and you've gone thrust, so thrust into thrust is we both deal 3 damage to each other.
40.
And so Doug the Pug there took 2 damage all up. I did 3, but you've got your jousting shield and armor, so you -1. However, poor Quack takes 6 thanks to your +2 damage from charge and +1 damage from piercing attack. Alrighty, so Doug has gone for a second attack. What have you played with, Doug, this time? You've gone with rising attack. I've gone with high guard, so rising attack into high guard will deal 2 damage to me and will deal 4. That'll see Quack gone. And so Grub there has to move up to the fence with his move. He then leaps over the barricade and digs twice, bringing that to a 1 to end turn 2. A bit of a deadly turn, in all honesty, for mostly the Commonwealth, but we will go into priority for the next turn. Commonwealth have a +1 now. So I got a 5. You're 6, so you're going to be able to take the turn. Alright, so Ribald is shooting into Eric with his cannon. That's the first activation for turn 3. What are you saying you have there? You need greens of any variety.
3.
Eric has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that will be... I'm going to have to call bullcrap on it, and you've got it, damn it. So that is just going to hurt. Now, that was a successful bullshit, so do you want to play another green? What is that?
Green 1 at Fancy Hat.
I'm going to say bullshit on this one. Yep, cool. I have... Not that one. Catastrophe! Take your damage.
2 damage.
So, a little bit of an explosion. I am just shy. So, Ribald there will explode and the Goblin King will take some damage as well. So, I'm going to go with Baron Von Fancy Hat next. Alright, so we've gone for an attack. I've gone with Thrust. You've gone with Rising Attack. So, Thrust into Rising Attack. I'll deal 1 and take 1. However, so I do crit. Now, we've both got some extra damage. So, effectively, what it works out to is I'm going to deal 4 damage to Ribald and he'll deal a damage back to the Baron. And so I'm going to go again. I've gone for Thrust again. You've gone for Falling Swing. So Thrust into Falling Swing. I'll deal 2 damage and take none. However, I am going to crit it again. So this will deal 5 in total.
You take.
So I'll deal another 4 damage to Ribald there. Taking him down to some very low wounds. And so Mortician trying to raise the dead. What are we saying?
Blue 2.
I'm going to call bullshit. And you are, so you will suffer the catastrophe, I think.
Yeah.
And so the catastrophe there is suffering 4 wounds. That is horrible. So it is going to be my activation next. And so Friar Flavius has dug up the Moonstone and we're going for an attack now. I've gone with Falling Swing. You've gone for Low Guard. So Falling Swing does 2 damage. However, I am going to crit it as well. So we are going to deal 4 plus this is extra bludgeoning. So another point of damage. That takes Ribald out. Alright, so Pug comes around there. You are going to use his Foul Gases to do 2 damage to both the fighters there. But then you're attacking the Baron. So Doug goes in. You've used Rising Attack. I've got Low Guard, so I actually stop all damage coming in. And I'm going to get a free activation. So I've then used Thrust. So I'm going to do 2 damage to Doug. But then I'll also take a wound myself. Which I'll ignore because I'm -2. So I'll do 2 damage to you because it's normally 3. -1, and then take none. Agatha's then going to move after digging up some Moonstone. So she's going to use Drink Your Fill on the grub there. So I need green with Agatha to make you lose energy. I'm going green 3.
No.
Got it. Lose 3 energy on grub. And then I'll go green 1.
No.
Damn it. Do you have a catastrophe? You do? Damn it. And my catastrophe is I drop one of the Moonstones. So grub only has a single energy now though. So you've got him and the Goblin King left, I believe.
Yep.
Right, well, grub will pick up the energy and then he's going to move near Agatha. So I'm all done, so it does just leave the Goblin King to go. Alrighty, so the Goblin King is going to attack the Baron. I've gone with High Guard, you've gone with Thrust. So Thrust into a High Guard will do nothing. And you can't suffer anything either. So that won't change anything because 0 times 0 is still 0. But you will do +2. But Baron is -2, so it gets to nothing. And you definitely deal nothing because I triple crit. And so going again for another attack with the Goblin King. Haven't learnt your lesson yet, have you? You little grot. Alrighty, so Goblin King is gone. What have you gone? I've gone High Guard again. You've gone Rising Attack. So Rising Attack into High Guard. You will deal 2. And you can't suffer any, but that'll get reduced to 2 because of all the thing. But those 2 wounds will be enough to take out Baron von Fancy Hat, who will now drop Moonstone where he was. Today's battle report is also brought to you by Mithras Games. Fantastic tabletop wargaming mats out of New Zealand. Now, Mithras Games has a variety of different mats. We've got the fantastic Desert Red, the nice Tundra Green, and the frosty Ice Blue here as well. All of these mats are a really nice high quality, generally very similar to how you would get your mouse pads for your mats. But fantastic high quality mats. We love them. Mithras Games are a fantastic supporter of the channel. You can pop on over to their website, especially if you're local to Australia or New Zealand. They're a fantastic company to help support. Alrighty, so it is now initiative for turn 4. This is a flat roll-off. This is for the Commonwealth. Got a 5. You must beat the 5. You got a 1. I am 100% taking it. Alright, so the Friar has attacked the Goblin King after a move. We've gone with Falling Swing here. You've gone Falling Swing as well. So Falling Swing into Falling Swing means we both deal nothing. However, I will do +1 damage due to an impact. Grovel Peasant means you change your damage to 2. So I take none thanks to my natural padding, but you will take 1 on the Goblin King. Quick little update. So I actually suffered 1 point of damage on that because you are +2 damage thanks to your Goblin Scepter there. So that is that. Suffered 2, sorry, but I healed 1 because I also dealt your point of damage. Alright, so we're going for our second attack. I've gone for Rising Attack, which I will crit. So Rising Attack into Falling Swing. Ouch, I'm going to suffer 3 points of damage, so 5. So I'm going to suffer full 3 there. So I will suffer another couple of wounds, but we'll take out the Goblin King. So now we're going to use our last attack, and I'm going to attack Doug. And so now I've attacked Doug, so I'm going to go with Sweeping Cut. You're going to go with Rising Attack, so Sweeping Cut into Rising Attack. We will both take 2. However, I'll be critting. And you will be critting. So after all of that, we both have 1 wound left each. So that will be that for the Friar. Alright, Grub is activating next. He's going to go with Bug Spray. So Grub is going with his Bug Spray. You need blues of anything. What are we saying?
2.
That will only do 2 damage, so you can have it. Alrighty, so he's made an attack into Agatha. So reveal, what has he done? I've gone with a Thrust. You've gone Rising Attack, so Rising Attack. Critting into Thrust. You will only deal 2 damage, and you will take 2 back from this. Agatha will also deal an extra point of damage to you because it's piercing and she has a hidden dagger. So you take 3, I take 2. Alright, so Grub is going with a second combat attack into Agatha. Reveal what we've put down. Cool. I'm going to go with High Guard.
Yep.
So you have gone with Rising Attack into High Guard. Will deal 2.
Doesn't.
But I will have Hell Hath No Fury, like a woman scorned, and I can now follow up with my ability from it. And so I can now use Thrust as my follow-up to deal 3 more damage to Grub and take another wound. So I will be down to 1 wound remaining on Agatha, but I will have hurt Grub as well. Alright, so Agatha is going to attack Grub. So put your card down. I've gone with Thrust. Gone low guard, so Thrust into low guard will deal 1. I'm going to triple crit it to deal 4 points of damage to Grub and take him out.
It doesn't do anything to you.
And then with my last energy, I'm going to pick the Moonstone up and then run away. So the Mortician is going with healing on Doug. What are you saying you have?
3.
I'm going to call bullshit on that. You have it, dang it. So play another one if you wish.
1.
Bullshit. Alright, so you will heal the 3. So Doug will heal, but the Mortician was then stopping his arcanes, but unfortunately I do not have a catastrophe. And so then it is Doug the Pug's turn.
Doug and his pug going to.
And so we also forgot to put down the Moonstone that Grub is holding, so this really does swing the game in the favour of the Commonwealth. Forgot that it was Grub that was holding all the Moonstone for the Dominion. So with that, you can try and kill Friar Flavius to bring this a little bit back, but it probably is going to be over. And so you are attacking. I've gone High Guard, you've gone Thrust, so you deal 0. Oh no, Thrust into... Where are we? Thrust into High Guard. You can't deal... you deal 0, but you can't take any damage in response. So, yeah, you're not going to deal anything there. Even with that, they'll still turn it to 0. And so you have one more chance to try and kill the Friar and get a little bit of redemption in this one. At least get some Moonstone to go back home with.
2, 3.
And so the last attack will be, I've gone for a High Guard and you've gone Rising Attack. So Rising Attack here into High Guard, you will deal 2, but I'll be -2 on that. And you've got no additional bonuses with Doug. You will deal the damage to kill the Friar then. However, the Moonstone will just drop. And the turn will end, which means I will still have 2. And you won't be able to pick up any yet. So it will be a victory by the skin of the teeth. And it doesn't really look like one. But Agatha is just quietly running off with all of the Moonstone. Victory just to the Commonwealth. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me, we have a Discord server for the channel, and that is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. This is either via Patreon or YouTube members using one of our affiliate links and codes down there, like Baron of Dice, Gap Games or Mithras Games, or by supporting us directly on Patreon or YouTube members. If you'd like to do any of those, we have links for that all in the description. And as a special thank you to our Patrons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Soren, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold and Andy C. And our YouTube members, Greenridge Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny 84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, and John Castle. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Once again, everyone, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.